feel like it's time, Nick, that we talk about Anime Book Club
All right.
and the wonderful episodes we watched this week. On this episode, 121, season 7.
Sure.
It is
That's a
121.
number.
120 was last week. This is 121. Bam,
Okay.
bam, boom. We're on the right track. I am Brandon,
I'm Nick.
and this is Anime Book Club. We're going to talk about Doctor Stone, Infinity, and Jakuchara.
Yeah.
So let's start off with Doctor Stone, aka Saving Private Chrome, Part 2. There'll be a Part 3
Maybe.
as a full feature length. Maybe, of course, there's going to be a Part 3. We haven't saved Chrome yet.
I mean, but part 3 may turn into fucking. I
Oh,
can't think of
Chrome
a good
saves himself
jailbreak.
ish.
Yeah, I could think of a good jailbreak TV show. I know they're out there.
There is The Great Escape, I believe. It's a French film.
Possibly. The Count of Monte Cristo The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas.
I'm not thinking of The Great Escape. I'm thinking of another movie, which was like filmed in the 1930s, which is about a couple of Frenchmen who were captured by Germans. And how
Okay.
about World War One? Fucking sucked for everyone, and nobody wanted to fight that war.
Yeah. Nobody who was
movie.
involved in the fighting wanted to fight that war.
Yeah,
The politicians who weren't there didn't give a fuck. But yes, so it's very possible that the part 3 of this will turn into a jailbreak. The Shawshank Redemption, basically, but in
There
the
you go.
Stone world.
that's a good one.
Yeah. Because as we see at the end, Chrome is on a mission to possibly break himself out of prison rather than waiting for Saving Private Chrome Part 3.
Yes, that is because it's teased in the very beginning of the episode, where Tsukasa's like looking out at the field, and then his left-hand man, I forget his name, just guy with the mask, is like, "Oh, I see what you're gonna do." Very, very sneaky, sir. And what he's gonna do is gonna create anti-vehicle pits because he's guessed that Senku has now created a vehicle.
Yeah.
I feel like they really should have played up, at least when they were breaking Tsukasa out, that Tsukasa was also really fucking smart and not just like a big ape.
Right.
Because they're
I
like,
mean,
oh yeah,
for
this
the
is
fact
like the
that, yeah,
strongest high
We've
schooler
got to
ever.
call him, the strongest primate high schooler. It's like this whole time, that's all that or for the 6 episodes we knew him in the beginning, that's all he was. I think is what
Yeah.
it was.
But this
Yeah,
man's really
apparently this
fucking
dude
smart,
is fucking, he is book smart.
which I don't mind. It's very a good like villain for Senku. Otherwise, like if it's just an idiot versus Senku, then it's just like that's not very interesting. But sometimes Tsukasa's just too smart, and like I just can't buy into it sometimes. But in terms of the story, I still like it. But yeah, he's able to guess that Senku now has a car or a vehicle, and that's why he made all these pits, all these punji pits everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, they're not punji pits unless they shot on them, which they totally should.
Yes. I mean, okay, that was the thing. So he guessed that Senku would create a car because coal, as long as you don't give a shit about the quality, is kind of readily available. That's fair. Like, you can just observe that in the world, and you know what coal kind of looks like.
You can even make charcoal as well. It won't be as
right.
good as coal, but it's still a substitute, as Minecraft has taught me.
And everybody knows that Minecraft is factual to human life.
Exactly.
But so Tsukasa is able to see the world and say, like, I can see coal. He could conceivably build a steam engine out of the coal. It's not super difficult. And so you could then turn a steam engine into a vehicle of some sort. Bing, bang, boom. He could make a car. We need to make anti-car traps. Okay. On the other hand, how does he not look at, like, all right, we're currently getting our water from a stream, and they could dysentery us in a heartbeat.
That too.
Like, come on.
Also, these motherfuckers here. This guy has a car, and they think, awesome. I'm gonna keep wearing my fucking leather strap on my fucking dong, shit on these fucking sticks, and then just not care that this man made a fucking car.
Yeah.
I guess my theory that, if you saw a car, you'd be like, oh yeah, fuck this guy. I'm gonna go with the team that has a car that's got medicine and a fucking record player. But no, they just don't care. They want to they want to return the monkey, Nick.
They
That's
do.
what they want. Tsukasa
I mean,
somehow was able to break everyone out who wanted to become a monkey.
we saw those dudes that were on Tsukasa's side, Brandon. Those, Tsukasa is a smart cookie. The rest of those dudes, they don't look like the brightest group.
Also, I like how they get like wild haircuts, off haircuts immediately. That's also kind of a good way.
Yeah, they all do. They all have
Yeah.
like weird shaved head and hair that kind of pokes out like that. Yeah, it's true.
At the very least, it's very good design to like make to show you the difference between Senku's side and Tsukasa's. Aside from the fact that they just look like fucking idiots.
30-year-old adult males. Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
Anyways, we build a better car-ish because like it's really wobbly. So we get some better wheels. We get the like lunar wheels where like it's woven cloth basically,
Mhm.
which I feel like would be really good because like you get no traction. But I mean, if it worked, it worked, I guess.
Um,
Right?
as we see, it doesn't really have like amazing traction because it doesn't have the power to go uphill.
Well, no, the reason it can't go uphill isn't because of the tires; it's because of the engine. It's
Well, it's
strong
also because
enough.
of the tires, because it doesn't really have grip.
That too, but they don't mention that as an issue.
It's true. They
That's-
just mention
that-
the fact. They
yeah.
generally don't even mention. They only vaguely mention that it doesn't have the power to go up the hill. Really, they just talk about the fact that like, if at any point it stalls out, the engine is fucked because it needs the momentum to keep going.
Yeah, yeah. I'd be more okay with the tires if they said, also the tires are kind of fucking shitty for this too. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You
Right.
recognize it.
But we just don't have like the ability to create rubberized tires. Yeah.
Yeah. But we have plastic. So we kind of like find this weird, like overhanging structure where we're going to make a little base camp for the war.
Yeah.
And during this part, Senku says we're gonna make the steam gorilla into a steam mecha gorilla
Yep.
by just taping paper onto it with some plastic in between.
Yeah,
And
he hits us
apparently
with
that's as good
the
as
we're gonna
carbon
build a
fiber?
tank. I was like, we're gonna finally build a tank. All this time we've been promising in the intro, we're finally getting our fucking tank. And then instead, yeah, we just tape a whole bunch of paper to the front of it and the sides of it. They
Which
do make
apparently-
carbon fiber, like you said.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is that what carbon fiber is? Is it, it's like fiber in between, or I guess plastic in between fiber? Is that what it basically is?
I mean, basically, yes. There's like a little bit more advanced technology that goes into like modern day
actual
carbon fire.
Fiber itself is a little bit different. It's not paper. It's like strands of carbon,
Yeah.
like all chained together.
Yeah, there's more like carbon nanotube stuff than modern
Yeah.
day carbon fiber.
Okay,
which
but there is
seriously
like
brings
plastic
down
in
the,
between that material. Then I didn't know about the
Yes.
plastic. I always knew about the carbon, like the actual fiber itself, but not about the plastic.
Mhm. Yeah, there is actual like, there has to be actual substance because carbon nanotubes, while very strong, are
Right.
it's
It's literally
not
just
a
like
lot of it's not a lot of carbon molecules in a lengthwise dimension. So there does need to be something that actually like exists to
rigidity.
support the thing.
okay.
So there is like a plasticness to it, like that it's supporting the carbon nanotubes on top of or beneath. But like the major part of like the durability of the whole thing, like the reason why the piece of plastic doesn't just like crumple in on itself, is because of the carbon nanotubes that are very fucking strong.
And so we just kind of tape that all over our car, and there we kind of have a tank. We don't have the actual launcher, the barrel.
Yeah,
The barrel. We don't have the
the
barrel,
barrel.
yet. I don't know when that's coming, but hopefully it's coming soon.
I mean, I don't know what they're gonna. Yeah, even if they make a barrel, we didn't. I think we talked about like the fact that they would just make it like a pretend
one?
tank where they're like,
Yeah.
look at our tank. It doesn't actually shoot shit, but look at it. It looks so fucking gangster. So I don't know if they're gonna make like an actual functional tank where they actually give it shells to fire, but I hope they put a fucking gun on the front, dude. That'd be awesome.
Senku should make sleeping powder or like a knockout powder, not knockout gas. Yeah, and just shoot it with the fucking tank.
Fuck that. Senku should make dynamite, dude.
Dynamite again.
TNT.
We've got everything at the actually we don't have the nitrate. We still need the cave.
Yeah.
I know that we can still make like the ammonia through the Haber process. Am I correct?
Haber Bosch.
Haber Bosch. Whatever. I got half of it right.
We did.
It's good enough for me. But like that's not something they've said is a mechanic in the world, at least for the plot yet. It still hinges on the MacGuffin of the cave.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, yeah, we're there. We make the tank. Everyone's surprised. Our main small old guy is sad that Crumb can't be there to witness the creation of the gorilla. And we're gonna be ready to go and just ride on in, open up the fucking cage, and then just bail out. That's the plan. Is save Crumb, bail out, done.
Correct. We're gonna crash a tank into a jail cell and then run away.
Speaking of the jail cell, when they closed the bamboo cage, was there like any sort of lock? Because like from what I saw, they just closed it and that's it.
So I thought they were like lashing the bamboo together. So like he's sealed in there. Like there isn't a lock, but like it's one piece of bamboo that's like wedged in there essentially.
Okay, but also when we see Chrome in the jail cell, they're already pretty far in the cave, and that's when they closed the door, right? They closed the jail cell, and then
Yeah, I thought so.
all of a sudden outside is another bamboo cage. So I was a little confused as to like where exactly is he? Like, is there like another jail cell inside the jail cell?
I
Which
don't know.
assume
'Cause, like he's able to go out to that like outer one.
Yeah, but like they were for sure deeper in the cave, right?
I thought so.
Yeah. Okay. It's a little funky with my brain.
Yeah, but then like later on, that first door that's deeper in the cave maybe doesn't actually exist. I don't know. I didn't really understand like the dimensions of the cave or like how the whole getting locked in the cave worked. I kind of envisioned it more as like we're gonna put this here just as like a like a tentative security measure, this bamboo lattice. But really, you're here like locked in your own recognizant. Like you can try and fucking leave, but there's one door, and we're gonna guard it with like 3 buff as fuck dudes. Like
Yeah,
you can leave if you want.
beat the
You're
shit
gonna
out
get
of
your
you.
fucking face smashed in. Yeah. So it's very possible that like he's not really stuck in that cave. He just can't really leave. We're gonna
But now
find out.
Yeah, he needs to find out a way to bail the fuck out because
Yeah.
his friends are in danger if they go into the pit, the pit field.
He needs to go find himself a rock hammer and a poster of Marilyn Monroe.
Was it Marilyn Monroe?
I think it was Marilyn Monroe the first time. I think the first picture was Marilyn Monroe. I don't remember who the
Oh.
last one was.
Because he gets multiple posters throughout the years.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember the last one definitely wasn't Marilyn Monroe.
Okay.
It was somebody from. I remember she was wearing like a fur bikini. I don't remember who the actress was.
It's also past Marilyn because I think he spends like 20 years in prison. By the way, we're
Yeah.
talking about Shawshank Redemption.
We are talking about Shawshank Redemption right now.
Anyways, anything you'd like to mention about Dr. Stone? Anything tip your fancy? Tickle your tongue?
Not particularly. I thought it was kind of funny when they were talking about the carbon fiber, and they were like, they used it to make F1 car bodies, and like the car that was on the screen was definitely not an F1 car.
Was it a
for
NASCAR
second there-
car?
It was just like some rando like Audi fucking sport or a Mercedes
okay.
sports car.
So it's just
It
a
was like an
sports
SLG
car.
or something. Yeah, they like it like was a panning shot, so like it kind of panned over to the side. There was actually an F1 car, but for a second, where they were like, carbon fibers used an F1 car body, so they can go really fast. I was like, that's just a regular sports car. Like that's not an F1 car.
I guess some of them would
Uh,
still use carbon fiber though. I know some don't use metal anymore.
What sports cars?
Yeah, just cars in general.
Yeah, I think a lot of like really high class sports cars probably take from F1 car designs to go fast as fuck.
That makes sense. Metal's really heavy.
Yeah.
I guess metal would only be used for like, I guess older like collection cars, like heirlooms. I don't know the word for them.
Oh
What cars
yeah,
do you use for
antique
collecting?
cars.
Antique cars. There you go. Yeah. I saw like in person Cobra Shelby once. They're really cool.
Ooh, $1 million
Yeah.
on 4 wheels.
Yep.
I
It was
love
when
that car. Car is
I
a
went to
beauty.
a car show with one of my friends like fucking ages ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool. There's also a lot of other cars. A lot of white people too.
Yes.
But anyways, that was Dr. Stone. A very
Yeah.
light episode, at least in terms of what we could talk about, because really it just makes the tank.
Mhm.
Uh, and then we find out a bunch about the punchy sticks, and that's about it.
Yeah. Also, all of the village dwarfs decide not to come with us on our trip to
All the old
Sukasa's
people.
empire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what
I
if
don't
we
know
get
why
attacked?
all of the old people are like 4 feet tall, dude. Like, what the fuck is that?
I don't know. I guess it's because like as you get older, you kind of get hunched over a little more, so like it feels like you're shorter.
Hmm.
I guess that's why.
I mean, but they are short. Like, they're not hunched
It,
over short or
it's
shorter. They are short people.
it's like a art style type thing. It's a little weird, but
I mean, those
whatever.
people have like lost 2 feet during
Yeah,
their old age.
their shins are just gone. Like once you turn 40, just say goodbye to your shins.
Fuck having knees. It's just you have thighs and ankles, and that's it.
Yep. Bring a new meaning to cankles.
um,
So
but yeah, other than that, I mean, it's Dr. Stone. We're getting closer and closer to the war. I don't know how many episodes of the war is actually going to be, because like it's only 12 episodes in the season or 11 episodes in the season. Like I
well,
keep saying this, I don't know how long this war is actually going to be. I don't know if it's actually going to be a war even.
we're already in the war. Like this is the war. The
Right.
thing is like the actual fighting itself. Like even Senku himself has like said that he doesn't really want any fighting, and we've seen in the show that like fighting isn't the main part of it. Like it's all about sciencey stuff and just having fun with that.
Right.
So I
But
think
like
like
we're
we'll
not
have
really
like
doing a we're not doing a big science project that's going to be like a
yeah, a
prevent
huge
Tsukasa from trying to fuck our shit up kind of thing.
yeah. Um, I guess it's going to be more ad hoc than the past season was, where we have like projects that come out of nowhere, like the car did. Like we need to get all this shit over to the fucking Sukasa Empire really fast. What do we do? Let's get a car! Yay!
Mhm.
Um, this our car is super like feeble. What do we do? Make it a tank. That sort of stuff.
Right. That's true.
So we're probably gonna have another project that happens next episode, but probably very very little fighting. The fighting that
Mhm.
happens is probably gonna be like fucking Tsukasa's army getting like run over by a car, and that's it.
We're gonna take over the cave so we can get the nitric acid, and then we're gonna make dynamite, Brandon.
You really want dynamite?
Trinitrotoluene. I think that's what it is. I don't remember most of what the TNT stands for. I just remember the nitro in the middle. I really want
Ever.
dynamite. It's there. Like we got the nitric acid or whatever the fuck it is in the cave. I want to make fucking dynamite, dude.
I wonder
We
what
already
we
made
use
black
dynamite
powder.
for.
We got to step it up to the next level. We got to go next level with this shit. We
So is
can't go
dynamite like?
backwards and make black powder again.
So is dynamite black powder like mixed with the nitro whatever stuff? Or is
No,
it just?
black powder is different than TNT.
Oh
TNT is its own
well.
compound. It's
Okay.
I mean it is I think I think it is trinitrotoluene is what it's called. Which is its own compound. It's really fucking explosive. It's so explosive like you basically can't use it as a bullet. Like there's a reason why it's TNT is dynamite and nothing else. Like
Yeah.
it is super fucking dangerous to use.
Okay, but my very point was that there's like no gunpowder that goes into the creation of it.
No, I don't
I
think
guess
so.
unless you want to launch it. But even actually no, it blow up immediately.
I think you
You
start with nitric acid and something else, and you
let's not get on our list here, Nick. You can leave it there.
yeah. You can look up how to make TNT. I won't tell you how, but yeah, it starts with nitric acid. It does not start with gunpowder, I believe.
Let's see what else. Oh, there's also C4. Well, the C4 is very stable.
Yes. Plastic explosives are fairly stable.
Yeah.
We could go up to fuck, it's not radon. God, I can't think of the name. The fucking red powder. I can't think of the name of the shit. Burns really fucking hot.
Thermite?
Thermite, thank you.
Yeah.
We make thermite.
Isn't that with magnesium?
I think so.
I know magnesium burns hot as shit, as
Yeah.
we've seen in this show, in the flash grenade, the flashbang.
Yeah.
Which is just more of a flash. There's no bang.
Right.
Anyways,
Um,
that's Doctor Stone. We'll find out what happens next episode. We'll see if Chrome makes the Great Escape.
Yep.
And whether or not we get stuck by the punchies, by the punchy sticks.
Right. And possibly contract
Dysentery.
dysentery of the foot.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next show, Nick. and that is Skinfinity,
All
or
right.
Skate the Infinity. So in this episode, we basically just kind of hit pause
Yeah.
on where the fuck is going on with the beef, and we just
Right.
go to Okinawa, right?
I think.
We go to a beach. We go to some beach, and we
Right.
need to take
It's just a beach episode.
yeah. It's just a beach episode.
It's a
And
beach slash hot spring episode.
while nothing happened, it was so fucking funny.
It was great.
This
It
episode
was
was fucking
so
great.
great.
It was just full of like some of the best fucking comedy I've seen in this show yet. This is something I think we forgot to mention. While this show is fun and like the drama's good, and the action scenes are good, it's also really fucking funny.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Shadow has actually become like a legitimate character. Like I thought he was just gonna be like some throwaway like episode 1, episode 2, like minor villain kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
his scenes are actually now like they're great. Like seeing him in the flower shop, like being in love with his manager, seeing him in
Yeah.
this episode, like getting drunk and crying about it. Like Shadow has actually turned into a great fucking character.
Yeah, everyone's
Um,
great. Like everyone's really likable. There's no one to hate. Even fucking Adam, who's the fucking creep. You just love to hate that man. It's
oh
all
yeah,
good.
and I like it's such a conflicting thing. Like Adam, when he was like skating in the pool with like his vest and suit on, like dude looked like a slick motherfucker. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
he's fucking insane, but like dude's a sexy motherfucker. Like he shows up and does like little heel click where he's like, what leads into a main course the best? An hors d'oeuvre. Like heel clicks. I mean, dude's got some moves. Fucking weirdo, but dude's
Got a
got some
swagger.
moves.
I think my favorite like gag in this episode was when Mia is pretending to be Joe's kid,
Yeah. That was great.
and just him just like fucking cinching onto Joe, and he just looks like a cat.
Yeah.
Everything about it is great. But while nothing did happen, we do actually get some important pieces of development for our main character, Red Hair, where he's more than more than he was before. He's making the fact that like he's jealous of Langley a bit more known to the audience. We get a bit of his voiceover, and he's like actually kind of jealous, and he's trying to find a way to get better. And one way to do that is to kind of make Joe his mentor. He's trying to like get some tips from Joe.
Yeah.
Especially specifically this one trick he does around like the right before we get to the beach. I don't remember seeing it because I think I was looking at my phone.
Okay.
But I don't know what it looks like. Does he do like a flip with his hand or something? Like does he flip the?
No, it's very similar to if you remember the one he did when they were doing like the downhill thing with Joe and Cherry, where they were just like free skating down the hill, and he does like a little free form flip over a rock.
Oh, okay.
Like he kind of just does like a 360 and also like kind of kick flips the board essentially. I don't know nearly enough about like skateboarding to actually tell you what he did. I know the board moved and therefore it was a kick flip, and I know he turned in a circle, therefore 360. But I mean, it was a good piece of tech in terms of like he made it look cool going over a rock rather than having to like skate around the rock.
Right.
It's really just like a lot of the techniques that we learn, because like we saw it with the Casper slide or the rail slide where they were like going through the corners. They learn techniques that contribute to like making turns and like going
faster or going
faster.
Going through the S faster.
Mm-hmm. So this was also just like another way of like rather than going around a corner, you just sort of like cut the corner by going over whatever the corner is going around.
Right. And aside from kind of those like moments of levity, we then get to the latter half of the episode, which is our trip to the hot springs, which is basically just a race from the hotel after having eaten all the way to the hot springs. But right before we have this, there's like mentions of something going down that night. Like some creepy vibes.
They come out tonight.
Yeah, not as creepy as Juan. I wanted to be a bit more creepy, lean more into the creepiness. If this was like a Halloween episode, they would have gone full onto it, but sadly it was not. And the only one that's really scared about this is fucking Red Hair. Like he's frightened. He does not like ghosties, it seems. or spooky things.
And to be fair,
So
it was justified. His fear was justified because this is not just a ghost story. As we head out, we see that first Shadow goes down, and then Mia goes down with some strange muddy handprints, and then the figures appear as they're chased down by fucking like the Shy Guys from Mario.
I don't fucking know. So at first, before we saw the Shy Guys for Mario, I think it was Mia mentions like something about monkeys. So I thought what actually ended up happening was that they got like shit thrown at them.
I didn't even think of that. That would have been awesome.
I thought it was just monkeys throwing shit at them. I thought that's what they were gonna run away from. But instead, it's just these people in costumes throwing stuff at them. Mud from, I assume, somewhere in like the area.
Yeah.
At the end, we do get a flyer like that flies in the wind that shows us exactly what was going on. It's like some festival thing.
Yeah, it's some festival, and it says like some weird spirit thing comes out and will like slap you with mud so you could be protected from evil spirits.
Yeah, and it smells like garbage. It smells like mud.
Yeah, they didn't say that in the flyer. Yeah, apparently it smells like fucking trash though. The mud that they throw smells like fucking garbage.
So I guess it is like some weird local festival thing.
Yeah. I don't know why that's not like better fucking acknowledged by the hot spring, like, you know, or the hotel they were staying at, rather than being fucking coy about it and be like, they come out tonight. Just straight up tell them like, oh yeah, these weird mud people show up. Probably don't want to go out there unless you want to get covered in fucking garbage smelling mud.
Right? I'd be a little pissed off. I'd be like, what the fuck is this? I just want to go to a hot spring, and I've got shit all over my face.
Right. Fucking Cherry showed up here on like a working vacation, and they didn't even warn him. Like,
yeah.
hey, by the way, these mud people, they're a problem in society.
Mud spirit, Nick. Mud spirits.
Mud
I think
spirits.
mud people sends the wrong message.
It does kind of sound the wrong message.
They're mud spirits.
Uh,
But really, they're people in costumes.
yeah,
Well,
really, there's
maybe-
people in costumes who
maybe.
can apparently fucking skate for no
Really
like,
good.
explained reason.
Yeah.
I kind of expected more to come of that rather than like the mud spirit thing. I expected them to explain like how they could skate so well. Never comes up.
Yeah, it's gotta be fucking hard skating in a goddamn costume that has, like, you caked in fucking stinky mud with, like,
Yeah.
just grass stuck onto you. They basically were just wearing ghillie suits with shit
Covered in
on
mud,
them.
yeah.
Covered in shit.
Using two people's boards that weren't actually their own, so like they're not necessarily like super comfortable with them. Yeah.
It's really weird. Also with, like, a fucking, like, just poking people with a stick, too.
Yeah.
Wild.
And they're wearing like a full fucking like a full face mask too, so it's probably hard as fuck to see out of that thing.
Yeah, what we can tell from this show is that everyone can skate.
Yes.
Everybody can just skate. That one, the one DA lady, not DA, I don't know what she is, but the investigator
Oh,
lady,
the
she
the
probably
detective
skates.
inspector.
She probably skates.
Oh, absolutely. She's gonna show up and marry Adam at the end and make him not be weird anymore.
Oh my god, she's the Eve.
She is the Eve.
I think he actually calls her a praying mantis,
Something like that.
which I feel like if we're gonna read into it, it means at some point they're gonna fuck and she's gonna eat his head.
That is very much reading into that.
I don't know how far I'm reading into this, Nick, but I think that might happen.
Deep. So deep you're basically upside down.
Although it doesn't seem like she's really into him.
No, it does not. It does seem like they know each other though. Or at least
Well-
are aware of each other.
Yeah. But we've seen her in the opening, so I wonder if she'll get like any sort of. I wonder what her plan's gonna be. I think she was the one that stopped the. She's the one that started the patrols on S again.
Yeah.
So there's like an antagonism between her and Adam there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering where this will go. At least for her side. I know for Adam, he's gonna start like some competition. It's probably gonna take place at S.
Right.
Because that's the place we've been using more often than not. But I'm really hoping it's not like a downhill competition. I'm really hoping it's like a trick competition instead. I want to see tricks more than just racing.
This is actually going to be the beginning. Like he's going to create a skate tournament set in California, and he's going to call it the X Games.
Yeah,
This is where it comes out.
Exactly.
The show is actually set in 1980.
exactly.
This is how it began, Brandon.
This is how it all started. By a man named Adam looking for his boy toy.
Right. Oh God, don't say it like that. It sounds so much worse. I feel dirty.
I would say this is more like 19 or early 2000s. Mostly just because a lot of the music kind of resembles that. A lot of like the punk rock style. It's something we also haven't mentioned yet, but I really like the music. It really does remind me
Yeah.
of like uh, uh, Green Day and some of the other like punk bands. It's really fun. It's cool that they've captured that spirit
Yeah.
in a way that like works for an American audience.
I talked about before the fact that it very much reminds me of Tony Hawk American Wasteland,
Right.
which was set in like the early 2000s, and
And
like it's just
had a lot of music from that era too.
it did, and like it just captures like the spirit of that whole like area so well. I feel like watching them skate around by the beach, like I can envision that same scene playing out in like California all the time back in like the 1990s and early 2000s.
Yeah, after the 2000s, it kind of like skater culture kind of started to die out.
Yeah.
We don't really see it much anymore.
There's too many fucking posers out there, Brandon.
Too many posers wearing Thrasher.
Too many fucking scabs.
Yeah, Scaps is another meaning too, in terms of it's people who break the picket line.
Yeah.
Oh wait, is that also like? Oh, I thought that had a different meaning in like skater culture.
Oh no, I was
guess
just
it's
agreeing with
borrowed?
you that is like the
Oh.
that is
Okay.
the other like meaning, but like it's also sort of used a lot for any time like you how do I want to phrase this?
Don't like someone?
I kinda. Yeah.
Like a pose, it's just a different word for poser, I guess.
Yeah, kinda.
Okay.
It has like a very similar derogatory nature and like implication of like you're not like really one of us. You're just some fucking scab that came in and like took over.
Okay. Yeah. Looks like a 5-0 is a type of grind. That's interesting. I did say that before we were gonna talk about Skinfinity, I was gonna like look up a glossary of skater terms and try to like pepper them in. I haven't done that this entire time.
No,
But
you're not.
I finally looked up a glossary. All this is just fucking like tricks and shit. I don't want this. I wanted like bad overused and like dated terms.
You want to
Like
call people
sesh.
scabs and posers and sesh. Fuck.
Yeah.
I just aged severely as you said sesh. We should watch Rocket Power that just say everything they say in Rocket Power.
Radical.
Woogity woogity woogity.
Woogity woogity.
Radical's a good one. Fucking gnar, bro. You gotta be fucking gnar about it.
Gotta go crush the Gnar, bro.
You gotta be hella gnar.
I thought Gnar was like the surfing, like a surfing round.
I mean, it's just,
I don't know what
I mean,
Gnar is.
it's the short for gnarly, and it's just like
Oh my God.
anything in that like culture.
Right.
Anytime you do something that's gnar, you just like it's fucking gnar, bro.
Like when you stick a cool heel flip. That's totally Gnar, bro.
Totally fucking gnar.
Anyways, what else happened this episode? I think we mentioned the two things that are important to the actual like plot itself, which is Red Hair's development, as well as Adam's competition. Everything else is just fun for the sake of having fun.
Yep.
Anything?
I do got to agree with the little like Langley joke when we go to the two different hotels. I have
Oh
noticed
my
that like
God.
at
Yeah.
cheap hotels, like while as long as you don't think about it, like the rooms are good enough and like the beds are serviceable, like the one thing that is almost always fucking trash at cheap hotels is the bathrooms.
Yeah.
Those bathrooms in cheap hotels are fucking a nightmare, dude.
Well, I think the extra joke was that he doesn't know how to use those like weird cylindrical
Oh yeah,
toilets.
the pit toilets.
Yeah, the pit toilets. And that's why he's happy to see the traditional Western toilet.
I don't think that's a traditional Western toilet. Pretty sure that thing had a bidet in it.
Oh, well, you know, it's more traditional than the pit toilet.
That's true. It is.
People have seen it more often than that. Okay. So I mentioned that, at least for Jakuchara, I can just mainline the fucking cringe from that shit, right?
Right.
The opening scene in this episode physically made me, like, recoil. When he's trying to hit on the girl, he tries to say hi to her, and she's just saying hi to someone she's talking on the phone. Oh my God, I died.
Oh my god, that was great. I loved that.
I was
Watching him fucking fail so badly, and then juxtapose that with turn to the side, Joe is there with two chicks at the same time. And I'm like, this is what I'm about. This is what I live for right now. That was my favorite running gag, was not just like the Mia showing up to ruin the one time, but like the number of times, every time we saw Joe, basically, he was just flirting with like two or more girls.
Yeah. Oh,
Even
Joe.
the interstitial was Joe does like his little, you know, like the last like 5 or 6 interstitials has all been like our characters are doing this like jumping contest to see who can go the furthest.
Yeah.
And Joe's was literally he jumps, goes further than anybody else so far, and then it's him taking a picture with like 19 girls surrounding him.
Yeah, for Cherry, he just flies off into outer space.
Yeah,
with Carla.
Yeah, his technology skateboard.
What a wild ride this show is. It is
Joe's
funny.
Great. I fucking love
fun.
Joe.
Our characters are fantastic. Joe is a phenomenal character.
Yep.
He is Lieutenant Morin?
Oh, Colonel Morin.
Colonel Morin. God damn it! I knew it was a C. I didn't know if it was Captain Commander. I knew it wasn't Captain or Commander. Completely forgot about Colonel. Yes, he's a Colonel Morin, but with less murder.
With less murder.
Unless you call
just as much fucking swagger.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
We didn't talk about it.
Oh,
I do kind of want to mention one thing. We didn't talk about it in Dr. Stone, but like the way that I guess Japan's like laws are set up when it comes to like manga and stuff is that like you have to have your characters like obeying laws essentially. Like you can't have them doing stuff that's like overtly illegal, I guess.
Yeah. I know that one of them is like you can't have your characters drinking or smoking.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, well, in
and
manga,
they kind of get around the drinking one cleverly in like when they make wine way back in the beginning when they were trying to make like the miracle fluid because they're like, oh yeah, we're actually like 35,000 or 3,518 years old, so we can drink. But this last episode, they had to like drive the car around, and Gen had to be the one driving the car because he's the only person with a driver's license.
I don't know
I
if
just
that's
thought that was
because
kind of funny.
I don't know if that's because of legality stuff or it's just a joke they put in.
Right. We'll see in the future if like other people are able to drive the car, or if the car just like gets crashed into a wall and dies, and we never have the car again. Like maybe it'll never come up again.
Maybe. Because at least for like I know in terms of like smoking and drinking, you can depict your character smoking and drinking in manga. In anime, you cannot. So in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Jotaro, the third JoJo, he's 17. Is often seen smoking and drinking in actually for sure smoking. I don't know about drinking in the manga, but then it gets censored in the anime.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's like Sanji with his cigarette in the manga that turns into a lollipop.
Well, no, that's only for the 4Kids dub.
Oh, is it still a cigarette in the anime?
I think it's a cigarette in the anime. Yeah. Because
Okay.
I think Sanji's old enough.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't remember how old he is before the time skip.
I think even like before it. Yeah, I think before it, like he's still okay to smoke. I don't remember.
Okay.
But I know for sure the lollipop is a thing in the 4Kids dub.
Okay.
And I think it got changed over. Because like, the same thing with Kaiba and his goons and how they have guns in Yu-Gi-Oh! But then they just fucking edit them out so they're just holding finger guns. Or walkie-talkies, I don't remember. I think it's walkie-talkies. I think they put in walkie-talkies instead.
They just hold out walkie-talkies.
Freeze,
like
punk!
the implication of finger guns. Freeze! Finger guns! Bang, bang, bang!
Bang. Oh wait, it wasn't Kaiba's goons. I think it was Pegasus' goons. And Kaiba jumps out a window with like a fucking briefcase of his cards.
Oh my god. Early Yu-Gi-Oh seasons were so fucking extra, dude.
This wasn't even Yu-Gi-Oh! Zero. This was like the first season.
Yeah, like with fucking Weevil throwing the Exodia cards off of the boat.
I'm Weevil.
God, what a fucking shithead.
And there was the dinosaur kid.
Oh,
God,
yeah.
Weevil sounded like such a fucking nerd.
He did. He sounded like the fucking nerd, dude.
Oh my god. But anyways, that's our interpretation of what's going on with the legality of depicting things in manga or in anime.
Yeah.
We don't know Japanese law, so I have no fucking clue if any of what we said is correct. just
Right. It could
assume
all
it's
just
not.
be a joke. It could have all just been a stupid joke for we made Gen drive the car because he's the only one with a driver's license as a joke.
Right. Anyways, when we talk about Japan, never listen to us because we don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Right. I mean, literally, the joke could have been like, a
Yeah.
la, whatever, Fist of Fury or Kung Fury. We've trained him badly as a joke, where like, if you don't understand what they're saying, you're like, oh, he just shit at Kung Fu, or like, all people are this bad or something. You don't understand like the clear joke they're making.
Yeah.
It's very possible we just missed a joke here.
I think it wasn't balls. Is it? It's not Kung Fury. Kung Fury is something different. Kung Fury is the one with the guy who goes back into Valhalla times.
Okay.
Oh my god, what are you talking about? I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I just don't remember the name of the show. It's not Balls of Fury. Balls of Fury was the ping pong one.
Kung Pao with Wimplo.
Kung Pao. Yeah.
We've trained him wrong as a joke.
We trained him poorly. That's a joke.
Why don't you try
I'm
my
bleeding.
my pulse to your fist style? I'm bleeding, making me the victor.
One of my favorite fucking sequences. I love that.
No, don't hurt Wimplo. He's an idiot. Kung Pao is just the hardest mess ever. I fucking love that movie.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Anyways, we've got kind of off track.
Yeah.
That's Skinfinity, everyone. I guess we should talk about our next show, Nick. If
Okay.
we have nothing else. We're gonna talk
Yeah, no,
about
we're good to go. Let's talk about Jakuchara.
Jakuchara. So Nick, let's talk about broken election promises
Yeah.
and AC.
Yeah, seriously. So, pretty much everything that happens that I kind of predicted happens.
Yes.
We're gonna have election, and in a show of absolute fucking arrogance, the main girl is like, I'm going to win, so you're going to join the losing side and try to beat me in a failed attempt. Like, you could try to win, and I want you to try to win, but you're just not going to, because I'm gonna fucking win, because everybody loves me. Show of
Right.
absolute fucking arrogance.
I love her. She's fucking great.
Oh my god.
I wish the show would kind of push on that a bit more. At least in terms of like how our main character sees her. Like he should at this point he should have had like a little monologue in his head saying, "Wow, you're kind of a piece of shit, girl.
Yeah.
What the fuck?"
This was, I mean, oh, that, even though I knew that she was going to do it, I was still like watching it. I'm like, I kind of hate you more now. Like, just for this show of fucking abject, like, I'm going to win. Like, it doesn't fucking matter what she does. It doesn't matter, like, what you do to help her. Like, I'm just going to fucking win.
At least she's
So
confident.
you can go ahead and try anyways. I mean, it goes beyond confidence. That is just absolute fucking arrogance.
So our main character doesn't decide. He is told to help Mimi.
Yeah.
Mimi. Everyone calls her Mimi. But he's rejected at first because
Yeah.
he's not very
You're, quote, a tad unreliable, which
Yes.
is the nicest way that she could have possibly said, up until now, a complete fucking weirdo, no one likes you.
Well, Mimi kind of liked him.
I mean,
He's like,
yeah,
he's funny.
Mimi kind of likes him, but, like, the majority of people just find him awkward and off-putting.
This is true.
So at first she turns him down, but after sort of watching the two campaigns run, where they're doing like some in-person campaigning of like, hello, I'm a person who's running for office, elect me please. And very obviously the main girl is like getting a lot of attention. People are actually like stopping to listen to her in the early morning.
Yes.
As her hype man comes up with like the worst fucking hype speech of all time.
I don't remember what it was. I think
It was all just like,
here's the beautiful Howie.
it was basically what it was. It was almost exactly what it was. Was like, she's smart and she's something else, but she's also pretty. And like, I know that doesn't matter, but think of having someone as pretty as her running this school. It's a paradise, isn't it, guys? And like, that was their whole fucking hype speech. Was like, think about how hot it would, or think about how cool it would be to have a hot student president. And I'm like, what the fuck is this hype speech? This is so shit.
It is a little bit. So, this is when our main character is like, hey, he actually, since he's got, at least he has some like graphic design experience, it seems like.
Yeah.
Because he sees
Or
Mimi's,
at least the way to format things in not a shit way.
yeah, he sees Mimi's, I guess, campaign poster, and he's like, this is kind of garbage to look at.
Yeah.
And he decides to fix it up a little bit, which is just fixing the fonts and making things, numbered and shit.
Mhm.
And then he's like, holy shit, you're actually not a complete fucking idiot.
Right.
I'll let you help me. I'll grace you by letting me help you, or by letting you help me.
Correct.
Which is kind of what he wanted anyway, so now they're kind of in cahoots, helping each
Yeah.
other out.
And he's like her shadow campaign manager, essentially.
Yeah, mostly
Because
because
she'll go do all of, like, the public stuff on her own, and he'll just back her up with, like, this is what you should be doing. These are the lies
Yeah.
you should be telling.
yeah. Also, she decides that he does want him to help her, because her actual like right hand woman is also kind of busy as well. So she's like, yeah, you might as well help me because I can't really rely too much on my other friend.
Right.
So we go around and
What's going on?
we go start talking to some of the clubs. She is a fucking creep and sexually harasses her friend.
Correct.
Both twice actually. She does it twice
Yes.
in a span of 1 minute.
Technically
She sexually
3
harass-
times.
3 times? Oh my god. Well, that's like one big harassment, and then there's
You're
like
just,
a
okay,
smaller
you're clumping
but
all
worse.
of the like face rubbing, belly button licking, smelling thing
Yeah.
together is one
I
single
feel like that's
harassment.
one
Okay.
action, and then unclipping her bra is the other action.
Okay.
Both bad. One much worse than the other. Well, actually, both bad.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Let's
go
put it
any
there.
further.
Both bad. We don't have
Both
to
bad.
quantify them.
And our main character's kind of like, this is a little gross. This is a little too much. This is past friendship levels.
I don't even know if he knows that much. I think he's just looking at them like, maybe this is how girls are with each other.
I'd be a little. If I were him, I'd be like, this is a little weird.
Would you?
She's obviously saying no. She said no multiple times. They need to understand
I don't
consent,
know.
Nick.
I don't know. I know you, Brandon. If you saw 2 girls going at it, you'd be like, I think this is hot.
No, I'd be like, oh, this is a little weird. It'd be hot if they were both into it, but not if one of them saying, hey, stop, you're being fucking weird.
I don't know. We both watched Citrus.
Oh, God.
No,
I never said any of that was okay. We both were saying this is so
we both
fucking
agreed that
weird.
was fucking weird. We both agreed that was fucking weird.
The floor's consent.
The floor is consent.
She
It's a
never
great
touched
fucking
it.
Meme. It was so true.
But anyways, she knows she has the backing of the sports teams because she's big into sports, and they kind of admire her. But now she needs kind of a larger base of supporters, and
Right.
that's we hatched the air conditioning plan.
Right.
We learned this a little bit later in the episode, but we learned that getting air conditioning in the separate classrooms is kind of a hard thing to do, and the second and third years know this because they've been burned before on these
Right.
campaign promises. But there's like a new group of people, the first years, that
Right.
don't know this.
Our
So
young,
we're just gonna
naive
tell.
first years, we're going
Yes.
to show up like, we're going to get you guys air conditioning. Think of being cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Sounds
Exactly.
good? She isn't promising you them because she's a fucking coward. I will fight for your air conditioning. All fucking lies. I mean, she'll
Well,
fight for the air conditioning,
yes.
but we all already know it's a futile fight. Like, they're not going to get air conditioning.
And this is showing off that our main character has learned a lot from Aoi in that he's now becoming a sociopath more so
Right.
than before. He's building up his cult base, Nick.
Yes.
Next up is QAnon shit.
Basically. He's going for the 51% strategy of like, I don't need to convince everyone to vote for her. I just need to convince enough
Enough
to
people,
vote for
yeah.
her so that we can run the school. It is very close to the Donald Trump QAnon stuff of like, we're not going to try and win everyone over. We're just going to try and win the right people over. And you can figure out who the right people are by changing a few of those words. It'll sound very similar though. Just change the R to a W and you'll figure out what people they were going for.
Nick,
But
please, this
anyways,
is a political
yeah,
podcast.
This is a political podcast. What, I didn't say it. I didn't actually say it. I just implied it.
The implication. So there we have it. That is the campaign plan. In between this plan, we do get kind of the more emotional development of Mimi in that she has an inferiority complex because Aoi kind of beats her at almost everything.
Right.
Much like the year before during the sports festival. Our main character knows who came in first. Aoi did. And then when asked who came in second, he doesn't really know. Even though it's really fucking obvious. Like, she's giving you
Yeah.
context clues, bro. It's pretty clear, what it is.
Right.
Because before this, she has like this whole little quiz about like, hey, what's the first, what's the tallest mountain in Japan? It's Mount Fuji. What's the second largest? It's some other mountain that I forgot.
Right. Who gives a
Making
fuck?
her,
It's in Japan.
giving her
I knew
point.
her. I knew her United States one. She was like, "Who's the first president? George Washington. Who's the second president? Boom, John Adams." Knew that shit already.
I also knew John Adams. So I'm like, hey, I think it's John Adams, but I wasn't
Fair.
very like certain though. But I just knew John Adams. I'll go with that. I knew John Adams.
I knew for a fact it was John Adams. I could not tell you who was third.
Thomas Jefferson.
I am shit at presidents after that.
I know the first and third because it's Washington and Thomas Jefferson's the third, I believe. Let me
Okay.
fact check this real quick.
I'm really shit at like a lot of the presidents.
Yeah,
Abraham
Thomas
Lincoln
Jefferson was
somewhere
third.
like 15, I think, or 16.
11th
11th, whatever.
or 11th or 16th. There you go.
Okay. I
11th.
don't know
someone
that
else.
Civil War stuff. I don't need to know
Yeah.
which president he was. I just need to know what he did.
Uh,
Taft was somewhere in the middle and took up a lot of the space.
Taft was a very fat man. Taft was before Woodrow Wilson, I believe,
I believe so.
and then Theodore Roosevelt was before Taft, or Hoover was somewhere there as well.
Possibly.
At the very least, the fact that I know that Taft, Theodore, and Hoover were all around the same area, and Wilson, I'm not the biggest dumbass. I know some of my American history. I've only been living here for a while. I only went to American school, which says more about the American school system than my than not only the presidents. But anyways, yeah, and then I think she says another one too, right? She's got like a third little Quizlet. I don't remember that one though.
I don't remember. I thought the third one was the sports festival one, but maybe
It could
I'm
have
wrong.
been. But we see that this kind of has affected her. She wants to be better. She wants to be the best. But she just can't get over the Aoi hurdle. And then the main character's like, oh yeah, Aoi's so fucking perfect. That was kind of annoying, but that's gonna build up to what I'm assuming is going to be her loss still.
Right.
I want her to win, but we'll see what happens. The fact that the main character's helping her out makes me think that she's going to lose, and like the main character has to kind of deal with the loss of it, and part of it is going to be like helping Miyumi also deal with the loss. They're going to like mutually help each other out there.
Okay.
I think is what's going to end up happening,
Um.
and maybe a rift might start between Aoi and the main character.
See, I'd be okay with that. I do kind of wonder, like, watching him be, like, you know, kind of okay at human interaction this episode. I was sort of wondering, like, how are we now going to go back to, like, the teaching you how to be a cult leader lessons?
Yeah.
Because, like, we've now seen that, like, he can interact with a normal human being and, like, actually, you know...
He's still awkward, but like he
I
can
mean,
talk
he's still
like...
kind of socially awkward, but, like, he can talk to people. He can carry on a conversation. There's no more, like... oh, high school girls are so compassionate, like they're so empathetic kind of shit anymore. Like he actually can hold like a normal conversation without fucking shoving his entire foot in his mouth. So I'm just sort of wondering, like, how are we gonna go back to, you know, this is how to be a cult leader, abuse people's trust in you.
It's still kind of building up to him like asking a girl out, probably.
I mean, but like, how are we gonna go back to doing the classes though?
I'm not
We
sure.
did have like a small moment, like a small aside where they were in the library, him and the book reader girl, the
Wallflower.
library girl, right? Wallflower, that's what I've been calling her. There was like an aside with the two of them as they were like interacting and talking about stuff in the library, and like his, you know, current struggles and like what he's like trying to do.
He's just looking at the book cover. Bro,
Right,
just
he's just
open
sitting-
it and read it.
Just staring at a book cover.
I think to be fair, I think he's looking at it because he's trying to figure out what to do with Mimi.
Yes.
But still, I just love the imagery of like him telling this girl, "I'm gonna read the book that you said you really like," and he's just looking at the cover right in front of her.
Right, not reading it. It's just like, I need to work up the effort to care about this book. But yeah, like watching them in the library together, I just sort of was, you know, I just sort of sat here thinking like, this is way more compelling than like any interaction he has with Aoi. Like here, I actually care about their development and like their interpersonal like connection and them actually talking to each other and getting somewhere. Like I actually give a shit about them. Aoi, every time he interacts with Aoi, it's just here's how to be a better cult leader. Here's how to influence more people to give you everything you want. Like, I just every time he interacts with Aoi, I just feel more and more like she's a fucking sociopath.
I like that more because like we haven't gotten enough stuff with Wallflower and the main character yet. Because so far it's
That's
like just
fair.
a couple of pieces. Like even in
Uh,
this, like even in this episode, it was just like it wasn't even about them. It was more about like he says, "I need to help Mimi," and the girl's like, "Okay," that's all it really was.
yeah,
Um,
that's true.
but like it is building up to something. I hope builds up to it sooner rather than later. I feel like she might be the next girl that he like has to interact with. We've had brunette girl. We now have Mimi. Once that's over, the next arc will start with white hair chick, and possibly go
Mhm.
out on a date with her at some point. Um, Also, I think it's just funny watching this girl try to like convince this guy how to become a cult leader. It's just so fucking.
She's so fucking
It makes me
weird.
get. For me, it makes me giddy. I think it's funny. It's very much how to. God, this is one self help book from the 1930s.
How to win
Um,
friends and influence people.
yep, there we go. It's basically just that.
Yep.
Which don't read that book. It's hot garbage. It's
Oh, it
stupid.
is absolutely. Um, I do kind of wonder, like post election, if Mimi doesn't win, that means Aoi will win, become student council president. So like, then how are we going to do like, here's how to be a normal human being and get a girlfriend someday lessons? Because like she'll be busy doing student council stuff. So
Right.
like, maybe Mimi will win.
It
That way
could be an
Aoi has time to work with him.
right. It could also be an excuse for like her to separate more from the main character and like have him go about like exploring more stuff on his own.
Okay.
So like we kind of we have less of the classes and more of like, okay, I have this shit to do. You're like they're probably do some bullshit like, oh, you're high enough level to start leveling up yourself, that sort of stuff. Like you don't
Right.
need a mentor. You need as much. Oh god, I was gonna make something else. Also, a quick little tidbit. Recently, there's an episode of Wisecrack that came out about self-help. As it turns out, like this whole notion of self-help first started around like the late 1800s in England, and it was started by a bunch of like socialists and anarchists as like a way to kind of collectively try to help each other out. That was self-help. Was basically creating this collection of people to like mend each other's clothes, find like jobs for each other, that sort of stuff. And then it kind of
Mhm.
started to morph into this more individualistic sort of like you have to like do everything yourself and fuck everyone else. Do what's best for numero uno type stuff. Is that
Uh-huh.
over the years that's what it started to morph into, and now it's a
Oh,
whole industry.
right, yeah.
But yeah,
Complete with
that's
branding and
yeah.
merchandising.
Go watch that episode of Wisecrack. That was a really cool episode. Anyways, back to self help, the Chaddening or the Coltoning. We'll see how
Right.
far it goes. Yeah, we had some interactions with Mimi, some interactions with Wallflower, and I
Mhm.
think like a couple of interactions with Aoi. So we'll see what happens next episode with the auction.
Right.
Um,
They're gonna
so
be
your
we're gonna be doing
predictions?
campaign speeches. We're doing campaign speeches, and so clearly
Oh my
the
god,
main
I
character
know.
has some sort of plan.
Yeah. Also, I think he's gonna have to talk.
Oh God, I hope not.
I hope so
Fucking
because that
oh
is like that is a good like a hurdle for the character to cross.
oh no, it's not because he's gonna open his mouth and have another re moment, and I'm gonna hate it.
I mean, yes, he will have another emo, but in terms of the whole writing as a whole, like you kind of need it.
I mean,
But yes,
can we
it will
not
be
though?
cringy as shit, Nick. It'll consider
Can
be
we not have
nuclear
that moment,
cringe.
please? Oh, oh, I hate already. Already, I hate.
um, so who do you think is gonna win? Like legitimately, I actually don't know. I could see this going either way.
Yeah, now that I started thinking about like how do we do Aoi and the main character interacting post election if she wins, like I could see me actually pulling out like a 51% or a 50.1% victory. I don't know, dude.
The only reason
I
I feel like it's too early for that though. For like the main character to have one like to beat Aoi.
oh, but like he's not though. Like Mimi is beating Aoi.
Right, but like
The
in
main
terms of
character isn't.
story, like he's helping her beat her, so like it's also kind of his victory type of stuff.
Right,
Which they
but
kind
like,
of alluded to in the episode too about like the whole fighting god tier character.
uh-huh. But at the same time, like, it's not his victory because like he isn't the one putting in like a lot of effort. Like, he's not doing any of the face stuff right now.
Yeah.
He just tells her like, go lie to the first years, go lie to the other sports club people, kind of. Although maybe she will actually get them that electric ball pump.
Wait, I think she tells him about the electric ball pump even before the live thing. That was like
Okay.
the first promise.
But that was already like those were contacts. Like the sports club stuff was like contacts that Mimi already had. So like he didn't really do anything other than tell him like, hey, you should go promise them something because they already like you, so we can get them all to vote for you. Boom,
Yeah.
that's like a huge boost to your supporter base. Um, so like he's not doing any of the face stuff right now. It's like I don't know if I would count this as his win if Mimi wins. Like he was involved in it, but like it wasn't really his win. This was
Right, but
Mimi doing like all of the talking, all of the like actually interacting with people, all of the actually winning the support of them. Like I don't know. I could kind of conceivably see Mimi winning and the show presenting it as like he did a good job, but like he didn't really beat Aoi. Like we all acknowledge like Mimi was
Yeah.
really the one who won.
right, I can see it going that way as well. I feel like of the options, I feel like that might be the better one. Where like the show makes it clear that Mimi did a lot of the hard work. He helped out, but it was mostly Mimi's victory, and that's
Right.
kind of like a way for the main character to kind of grow as a person. Like watch someone's success kind of fuel him in his quest. But I don't know yet. I honestly do not know. It's a toss up.
Yeah.
I'm putting my ballot in. I'm putting it for Mimi. I'm locking in for Mimi.
You're locking in for Mimi?
I'm locking in for Mimi.
I still don't know. I'm still up in the air.
I'm putting
On
all my
the other
Doge,
hand,
which
all
crashed
my
today.
Doge on Mimi. That just
Oh,
means it's on sale.
Oh, I crashed bad.
Buy more. Mitigate the losses by buying more. So when it goes
I
back up,
can't
you
buy
can
more because
get
Robinhood fucking takes forever for my deposit to go in. And also, I'm never putting money back into Robinhood.
That's fair. No, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Aoi's like hype man, campaign manager dude was the Aoi's supposed boyfriend.
Yes.
So like, I don't know if the being a campaign manager like translates to something post student council election. Maybe it's just like a meaningless position in student council elections.
Probably nothing. It's probably meaningless.
But like that is also a possibility for like having more interactions with that character. Is like if Aoi does win, like, and he is involved in the student council, therefore somehow as like vice president or something, then suddenly that becomes relevant. Like we have to interact with him now too on the side.
I wonder how the VP is like elected in like Japanese school elections.
I have no idea.
I have no clue either. Or
Stars was
Japanese
the runner-up,
school, or...
wasn't it? I don't remember if they had to like
I don't
vote
fucking
for a vice
know.
president or like it was just
Dude.
whoever got second most votes in the president election.
This was so fucking long ago. I didn't even fucking vote. I was like, I don't really give a shit about this.
Did you not vote?
No, I didn't even know you could vote. Like, I just didn't know when it was time to vote. I remember,
Okay.
like, did we have to sit for, like, the fucking speeches?
Yes, we did. They had them during homeroom.
See? Oh, did they? Was it, like,
Yeah.
televised? Like, through the CCTV? The closed circuit?
Yeah.
I thought we were in the auditorium. I'll be honest, I don't remember any of this. Wait, no. I wasn't there for that.
Oh, okay.
Because I think this started... Because, like, you vote for them, like, in your year, right?
Yes.
But, like, it's your freshman year that you vote for them, and then they stay the president?
No.
No?
It had to have been later than that. I didn't show up my freshman year. I didn't show up in Virginia until my sophomore year.
Oh, then I have no
definitely
fucking clue.
remember.
I
I
have no idea.
remember voting for Noah because I voted for him, and then later found out that he always thought of me as his rival, and I was like, "What the fuck? I voted for you. How dare you think of me as your rival? I voted for you, you slut."
That's Nick. That phrase right there is the most anime high school shit I've ever fucking heard.
He did.
He was
I
my
didn't even like. I was
rival.
so surprised when it was like. I forgot how, but like as we were like in our senior year, I was like talking to somebody else. They're like, "Oh yeah, Noah always thought of you as his rival," and I was like, "What the fuck? We had like 3 classes together total. Like, what the fuck? I'm his rival. I didn't even realize we had a rivalry." I was vaguely friends with the dude and gave him the nod every once in a while when we pass in the halls. I did not in any way, shape, or form think like, oh yeah, we're rivals. We're competing for something. I was kind of friendly with the dude, in fact. Even
Ah,
I was thrown off by how anime high school it was, and I was one half of the rivalry, apparently.
uh, so, um, that was Jakushara. Oh wait,
Yep.
who are you throwing your bet in for? Mimi or Aoi? It's a hard one, I
It
know.
is a hard one. It is. I mean, do I want to go for fake news or do I want to go for the arrogance of Aoi? I mean, it hurts to vote for it, but I kind of think I got to put it in Aoi. Like
Nick,
the
please, if you go
arrogance
for
of like,
Aoi,
it doesn't matter what you do, I'm going to win. Like, it's fucking arrogant, but like, I kind of have to believe in that amount of confidence in yourself. I mean, we could very well see that like she just knew everything that he was gonna say, and like she fought the like fake news. Air conditioners aren't real. You know, like she could fight back and like
yeah,
prevent the first years from joining their side, kind of thing. Um, we could also see what happens during the campaign speeches. It's very possible that Mimi will stand up there and be like, air conditioners, and Aoi will get up and be like, lol chokes. There's no chance, fam.
I feel like
Vote for
instead of
me and
that,
I'll
she would
get you
just be.
real shit.
I feel like it should have been vote for me, and you can see me every day. That's gonna be her speech.
I was gonna stand up and be like, look at me. Now look at her. Now look at me again. Who should you vote for? Damn right, it's me. And then just sit down.
So I guess you're going more for Aoi then.
I think so. I think I
All right,
am.
fitty fitty. We'll see who's right next week.
Hopefully.
All right, it could be like a cliffhanger, and then we'd
Yeah.
find out the results of the vote. Yeah, we could. We'll see. We'll find out in the next couple of weeks, maybe. Who knows?
Right. Before the end of the season, probably.
Yes. Um,
Imagine that we do the campaign and they're like, all right, now we're going to go ahead and have summer break and we'll tell you the results after summer break. And like, we just don't ever get to know who won.
it's a very Orisuki ending to the
It
votes.
is. Yeah.
And the results are available in the OVA, available next week.
Oh, God. For $20.
Anything else you'd like to mention about our episodes this week, Nick?
I don't think so.
Oh, well,
We got some more politics. We got some campaign lies, and we got some promise of maybe a win for our main character. The first like solid real life win, I think, of the show, really.
yeah.
Because like unless you want to count being able to talk to human beings as a win, like this would be the first time of actually like
It's
being successful at like normal human interaction.
it's a step. Every single step is a win.
Each step is a step in
Each
a
step,
direction.
Yep, each step is a step.
Maybe not necessarily the right one in the case of the re moment, but it was a step. That's for damn sure.
He made a friend, kind of.
Kind of.
So it's finally our time of the night. Nick, what would you like to sell out to today? What corporate overlord do you want to bend you over?
I'm gonna sell out to Black Dynamite, the
Ooh.
movie from. I did not know this movie was from 2009. I thought
Yeah.
for sure this movie was from like 1990 at least.
No, it was really early, because it's a kind of like not a reboot, but like not even a parody. I guess you could say.
I mean, it is a
No, it's
parody.
even
It's a parody of blaxploitation film.
Yeah, but is it a parody for like it just was a blaxploitation film?
I mean, it's very clearly a parody.
Yeah, because they did it on purpose. Yeah, they did it on
Milton
purpose.
turns startled. Sarcastically, I'm in charge.
Yeah, I guess it is a parody, but yeah, it's a parody of blaxploitation. Much like God, what's the the Dolomite film that recently
Yeah.
came out?
Yeah.
That's more of like exploration of the blaxploitation film during that era.
Yes.
During the height of the blaxploitation film era. Not really a parody. But you know, they have a lot of the same roots as Black Dynamite did. But yeah, Black Dynamite. God, that movie's so fucking great.
The movie is phenomenal.
It has so many quotable moments.
I would absolutely say that it's a parody. They are very aware of what they're doing. It's shot in 2009, but shot in a style that makes it feel like it is from like 1980, 1990, 1970, like very old. 1990 is not very old, but like it is dated in like the style that it's shot, but like the movie itself is not very old.
It's kind of like a
They're
period
very.
piece.
It is kind of. They're very aware of the humor that they're doing.
Yeah.
They're calling it out on purpose.
There's the boom mic that shows up in that one shot.
It shows up in a couple shots.
Yeah, I know. The one I'm thinking of is when in the pool scene.
Oh, okay.
Isn't the pool scene? No, there's one scene where like, whoever's playing Black Dynamite has to like swat it away from his hair, from his afro.
Yeah. Um, there's some
And
there's some great moments of like, at some point Black Dynamite basically like cleans up the street and gets rid of all of the drugs, and like the street changes from being set in like an inner city location to being set in the suburbs. Like they're very aware of like the jokes that they're making.
Oh my god,
like,
really?
yeah, it's a great, like, they don't make any comment about it. Like there's Black Dynamite saying like we're gonna stop selling drugs in the community.
Right.
He like goes to the
I
council of
never
pimps,
noticed that.
and then like the next scene is him and Honeybee walking through like a suburb.
The Council of Pimps is one of my favorite fucking scenes in any fucking movie ever.
But Black Dynamite, I sell drugs in the community.
Who are you? Oh, it's Black Dynamite. I didn't ask you.
Oh god,
God,
it is a phenomenal movie.
Yeah.
They are very much doing it in the style of blaxploitation, like we said. Brian mentioned Dolomite, and the character of Bullhorn is basically based on Dolomite, including the fact that they both speak in rhyme the whole time. It is a phenomenal parody in every way. Like Brian said, it has tons of quotable moments all the way through. The story's a little bit bizarre, but you're not really there for the story. You're there for the fucking jokes and the parody. Like, it is a comedy movie. It is not a serious drama.
And I called a malt liquor gives you a little dick.
Yep. And I called malt liquor.
Another favorite scene is when Bullhorn is like doing the fight in the pool scene. And like, so this is a very meta moment where he's fighting like a really big beefy guy. He accidentally punches him, and the big beefy guy gets super pissed off. So this is like
he's a really big beefy dark black guy.
Yeah.
That Bullhorn open hand slaps in the face, and the dude gets pissed off. And he's like, "You fucking what?" And then there's a cut, and it's the same sequence, but they've replaced the dark big black guy with a very shorter light skinned guy.
Yeah.
So that Bullhorn isn't as intimidated. Oh god, they're phenomenal jokes.
There's like a lot of those kind of breaking the fourth wall moments. Yeah, a great fucking movie. I haven't watched Dolomite Is My Name, but I want to. So you'd probably recommend. I think you recommended that on this show before, Nick. Yes.
Yeah, back when it came out, Dolomite Is My Name.
Right.
Dolomite Is My Name was a great. It explores more of like the history of the foundations of the blaxploitation, like the original Dolomite film with Rudy Ray Moore. Whereas this is purely a like.
Bitch, are you for real?
Blaxploitation film in its own.
Yeah.
This is not like a historical, look at like the way that they're corrected or anything like that. This is purely a fucking comedy, but it is phenomenal at it.
As for me, I like to sell to the board game Dominion, of which we've I think played a couple of times. I played it actually like 2 weeks ago with some of the other crew that came over. But I played with you, Nick, a year ago when we went to Gen Con. By the way, Gen Con kind of sucked. I didn't really like it.
Sucks. Yeah.
You had to pay for everything, even after paying for the ticket. Not like MagFest where you pay for the ticket and like there's only a couple things where you need to pay for things like that make sense, like buying Magic cards and buying into a tournament type stuff. Mm-hmm. But mostly everything is free and you can just go around, have fun. All right. So I didn't like Gen Con because of that. But anyways, Dominion is a really fun game. So fun actually that last year at MagFest I decided to buy the box. As it turns out, I bought the base game, not even the base game. I bought the base cards, aka the money cards and the land cards, which are used to win the game and buy stuff in the game. Mm-hmm. What you actually need is you need an expansion set, which I still don't have a year and a half later.
You still don't have one?
I still don't have. I just need to buy it, and I never fucking bought it. Regardless, Dominion is a really fun game because as you're playing, each game is really different because you get to choose like the types of cards you get to play with, and each card kind of changes the rules a little bit, and you basically have to explore different combos in order to maximize your money, to maximize your lands, and find a way to beat the game, and it's really fun. It's a great time to play around with weird mechanics in a game.
It is the original deck building game, and it is a
Yeah.
classic for a reason. It has survived the test of time because it is a phenomenal deck building game.
It is so interesting and like it can be so complex with just with a couple of simple rules. It can just be so complex, and it's really fun. We
Yeah.
actually met the creators. We said hi to him as we were playing the Doing game at Gen Con. It was kind of cool. We didn't really talk. We kind of just said this game's cool, and he was like, awesome, and then he just left.
Yeah.
That's actually the second time we met the creator of a board game we were playing. Another time was for another game, which I will talk
God.
about next week. And
A game where we had to cover what we were writing when we met him.
we will not talk about what we wrote because we will get canceled.
Oh, absolutely.
Anyways, we'll talk about that next week. But for this week, Dominion, fun game. It's not that expensive, but it's really fun. If you like board
Right.
games, I'd highly recommend it.
And it is worth knowing about the expansion set thing, or you end up like with what we did, where we just look at a
Yeah.
bunch of land cards and money cards and go, we can't fucking play this.
Yep.
We can't actually play this right now.
To kind of go further into that, there are money cards, there's land cards, and then more importantly, there are cards that you buy with your money. That third category I do not own, and this is actually
Yeah.
what runs the game. So I can't actually
Yeah.
play the game right now. So there you have. But yeah, that's Dominion. Fun game. Fun times. And that's been Anime Book Club, episode 21 and 21.
121. I mean, we've been doing this for more than 3 years at this point.
Oh
We've
my
been doing
God,
this for
we
a
have.
long ass time.
Yeah.
We are still not up to 3 years worth of episodes in terms of our episode number, but that's because we fucking suck at doing consistent episodes. We miss a bunch in the middle of seasons. We don't do the first 2 episodes of every season. We're just not a really good podcast, so it's not surprising that nobody's here to listen to us. But if anybody ever shows up, I mean, fucking why?
Nick,
What?
did Aoi not teach you anything? Never be self-deprecating. Be arrogant all the time. This is the best fucking podcast ever. And if you don't listen to it, you're a
Lies.
fucking punk.
I mean, I guess lies. I don't know. I don't know how to
Yes.
say if that's a lie or not.
Fucking lies. Anyways, have a good night.
Bye.